Well, they did it. The Toronto Maple Leafs have won the 2026 NHL Draft Lottery. They went into the draft lottery with the fifth best odds and walked out with the first overall pick. Rigged. Oh, it's rigged. Oh, they favored the Leafs. Who cares? Got it. So what do you do with this pick? Do you trade it? Do you take Gavin McKenna? Do you take Ivan Stenberg? There's a lot of options. Let's take a quick deep dive into all three options. First option, obviously, draft the best player available. That's Gavin McKenna. We've been watching this guy for the last 2 years, most notably at the international level. That's where he gets the most eyes on him. And whenever he's on the ice, he's electric. He's tearing it up. He's a clutch player. And his off-ice antics this year brought a lot of attention to this guy. He tore it up in Penn State. I think he's the best player in the draft. You just keep it simple and just draft him. Ivan Stenberg could be an option. I don't think Toronto's going to go there. I think the fan base is already way sold on Gavin McKenna. Like, I'm seeing McKenna jerseys online. I'm seeing people with mock lineups. No one's talking about Stenberg on the Toronto Maple Leafs. He's going to look great in a San Jose Sharks jersey. I think they take him. I know they need a defenseman, but Mike Greer has always said we take the best player available in the draft, and he will be the best player available at the second overall pick. But then you have the dilemma of, do you trade the pick for more assets while still getting a top 5 pick? Like, is there a deal to work out with San Jose? Is there a deal to work out with Vancouver? Is there a deal to work out with Chicago? There's probably something there, but is the return going to be enough to give up a player like Gavin McKenna? Is the return going to be enough? Plus, with McKenna coming in, his first 3 years, he's going to be on an entry-level contract. That's almost next to no cap hit, and the most he can make per year, I believe, is like $3 million. That's with rookie bonuses. His base salary is going to be like $1.025 million or something like that. He's going to fit nicely into this team, an instant top 6 player on the Toronto Maple Leafs. John Chayka and Matt Sundin must sleep with a horseshoe up their ass. Like, it's actually crazy. I made a video yesterday talking about how I didn't like the hiring, and all of a sudden I'm sold on John Chayka. I know that this shouldn't, but it's just... It's all coming together all of a sudden. Like, if we had fallen outside of the top 5 in this draft, our next 3 years are going to look miserable because we wouldn't have a first-round pick. However, now we get the first overall pick, drafting probably a generational player. What luck for the Toronto Maple Leafs. But is it all fixed? No. You still need to build up the defense. You still need to find some depth forwards. But, man, what a fast pass this has given us. It's unbelievable. It's also kind of funny because the Leafs won the same amount of playoff games as the Sens this year, which was a big fat 0. And then we get the first overall pick out of it. That's fantastic. Oh, at least we made the playoffs. I don't care. It's going to be really interesting to see how the front office approaches this. I think, and I'm kind of convincing myself into it because I love Gavin McKenna. I love watching him play. I think the Leafs are going to take him first overall and kind of roll with the punches from there. If they don't, and they trade the pick, or they take somebody else, we'll see what happens. It's still going to be a fantastic player in a franchise staple. For now, though, we wait. We see what they do. We watch the rest of the playoffs. We had some great series going on. Buffalo-Montreal starting tonight. That's going to be fantastic. What a game last night between Colorado and Minnesota. Nathan McKinnon is just absolutely bullying Quinn Hughes in that series. Shout out to Mac. Now, what about the other teams in the draft? It's not all about the Toronto Maple Leafs. Well, typically it is. San Jose getting the second overall pick. They'll probably end up with a guy like Ivan Stenberg. The Vancouver Canucks getting the third overall. They kind of got jobbed. They were terrible this year. They'll probably end up with a guy like Carson Corrales or Caleb Malholtra. I think they'll get a decent player at number 3. Chicago picking 4th overall. Again, they'll get who's ever left of the top forwards in that draft. I think it's a 5-deep draft. But I think they kind of lean towards a high-end defenseman. New York Rangers probably also looking for a high-end defenseman. I'm looking at a guy like Chase Reed for them. The Calgary Flames dropping to number 6. Now, they are in an odd position because they don't really have a whole lot of anything, so it'll be interesting to see what they do with their pick. I think they might trade it away and try and get actual NHL-ready players in that roster to help kind of boost this up. They got a new arena opening soon. So they need to kind of start getting some faith back in this franchise. Seattle Kraken, I'm not sure what they'll do there. A guy like Daxon Rudolph might do well on that team. But I don't really know a ton about what the Kraken are looking for. Winnipeg Jets, don't really care what they do. I hate the Jets. Florida Panthers, 9th overall pick. Now, this is an interesting one because they don't really need a high-end prospect. So I think they actually end up trading this pick away to another team who needs a high-end pick and has the resources to give up. Nashville Predators, again, they are getting better, but they've gravitated to being competitive, hardworking, but they need a two-way player. A guy like Tynan Lawrence might work out there. St. Louis Blues in the first round, they have the 11th overall pick and the 15th overall pick. They're going to try to go forward defenseman or defenseman forward. It'll be interesting to see what they do with that. New Jersey Devils, 12th overall. A guy like Wyatt Cullen could fit well on that team. Blue Jackets, who knows what they're looking at. They need to listen to offers for their pick. A player like, I think, Oscar Hemming, he's a big frame, powerful skater. He drives to the net, but I think they listen to offers on that pick as well. And then Washington Capitals with the 16th overall pick. They haven't drafted a center in a while. I think they take the best available center when they go up to the podium at 16th overall. Did I do all of that off memory? No, I have notes. Now, the elephant in the room. Was it rigged? I don't think so. Would I be surprised if it came out that there was a... I don't know how they would rig it, actually. I can't even entertain those thoughts. The Leafs lucked out. They got lucky. They got a bailout. You can also look at it this way, though. San Jose jumped more spots than the Toronto Maple Leafs did. We all owe Brad Treliving an apology. He played the long game. So I ask you, if you were the Toronto Maple Leafs, what would you do? Draft McKenna? Draft Stenberg? Trade the pick? Or an option I haven't named? What would you do? Let me know.